It's Team Traction here, and today's video is the Great Western Autocoach project part 2, where in today's video we will be doing the final touches, aka applying the transfers and doing a little subtle bit of weathering. So sit back, relax and enjoy the show. We start with the transfers. So if you remember in the previous part, we had the Autocoach, which is now fully dried. It's in its World War II brown livery. It's shiny, but we need to basically put on the transfers. So we'll take the roof off, put that to one side, put the coach down, and these are the transfers we're going to use. They're from Fox Transfers, and they are just a numbering and the GWR logo on them. So we just pop that out the packet, and if we pull that out, that's just the instructions. Now here they are. Very, very finely detailed and really nice. They were quite expensive. I mean, this set here set me back £10 nearly, including postage, which is a lot just for one sheet of decals, but they're very high quality and I feel they're worth it because they're the only ones on the market. So let's get applying. So I'm just out of shot here, but I'm going to be sitting down and doing the modelling on my workbench. So to start with, let's get craft knife, and very gently we shall start with the crests, which is basically the GWR logo. So make cuts just like so. Oops, there we go. And that's one. That is one little sheet of decal. So what we'll do now is we'll open a bottle of Humbrol Decor Fix, get a tiny bit in a plastic container, just enough to suffice, and we shall get the transfer and just dip it in. Right, so before we put it on, while it's soaking, the GWR goes in the middle. We painted over where the twin shield crests were, but they're in the centre, round about on this mark here. So put it on there. The luggage goes on these two stalls because there's little luggage signs, and the number goes up here. It's going to be 192, the number. As far as I can remember, that was a coach that actually carried the World War II chocolate livery. So if we just fish out the logo now, just get it out of the Dickle Fix, completely soaked it. Let's just give it a little pry. Oh, here we go, it's coming off. So, it's not been ideal. It's come off on my hand and doesn't want to come off my hand. I thought this was just one decal, however it's 3, which hasn't worked very well in my favour. Let me get the craft knife. Right, just get the G, that is the G, so just going to have to position it like this for now. Is that the right orientation? No, it's folded over itself. Yeah, that's the only trouble working with decals this small. They are very fiddly. there we go. There is the G. The G is on there. It doesn't really look like a G. It has kind of folded over itself. But that will do. Right, so G. Oops. Just dropped my craft knife. Pick that up. So G can go like that. Now the W is going to be a hard one. Let me just wet my hand with Decalfix again. Alright, so it's now the right way up. I just can't get it off my hand. Oops. Oh dear. That's not worked. Jasmine. Okay, so that took a bit of jiggery pokery, but I'm back, and here you go. Here are the results. GWR on the side. So you can, if you want, just mop up the excess, because what you have to do, you put a lot of Decalfix on, so you just mop up the excess with the paper, but don't touch the decals with paper, because it'll just end up coming onto the paper. Right. So, next what we're going to do is put on the luggage signs, which, like I say, they go on these two doors at the back. So it's the same process. We just cut the transfer out. The bigger, because these transfers are so tiny, the bigger you cut, the easier it will be for you. As you can see, this lettering is absolutely minuscule. My camera will focus. No, it won't focus, because I can't hold it still. I'll show you it once it's on. So just dab it in the Decalfix. Any used transfer sheet can go at the back. Then just put it out again. And you just want to give it a minute or two to soak through. Let's have a look. Is it coming? Not yet. Oh. Crud. And then get some more Decalfix. Stick it on. Oh no. Stick it on the coach, and then fiddly bit. You just need to prise it out. just like so. That can go on the end door. So, as a result, if it will focus, you can't read it at the moment, but it is there, it is legible. You can, again, like I say, if you want to, just get some of the excess off, but don't touch the decal. Right, and then the last bit is the number. So, I say we're going to have the number 190, which is going to be awkward. Okay, so a bit of a change of plans. We're going to have the coach number 677, just for ease, due to the fact they're all together, and I did try and cut each number out separately, but it is just too fiddly. So we're going to have one where it's all three together. I know they are separate transfers, but it will still be easier because it will be a larger sheet. Right. So I'm just going to keep hold of it and dip it in. So, number 677. I don't know if this actually was carried by an Autocoach in real life. But it will have to suffice for mine. Six, seven. So number 67. Need to get the last 7 in place. There we go. That is that number 677. And that is like so. So in the end, here we go. It's number 677 GWR with the luggage sign. That's a job well done. But also, while I was researching this, I found out that they also carried a single orange stripe. Now, this may be an issue because I'm not sure how to apply the stripe. I can't go and buy lining transfers, so I think it's just going to be a single orange stripe just painted on by hand, which will be a task in its own right. Stay tuned for that. Okay, so I'm back and I have mixed an orange colour. So all I need to do is just below the windows and just above the lettering, to do a tiny orange line like that. So I'm going to start off by marking it with a pencil, just so we know where to go. And let me just grab a pencil and I'll be back. Okay guys, so once we have applied the transfers, as you can see we've got GWR, 677 and luggage on there. Once we've done that, we're going to change the destination boards. At the moment they say Didcot. That is going to change. So you basically just get a bit of white paper and craft knife. And it's not very big at all, so I'm just doing them now. So just make a couple. Let's have a think. Right, and just tighten my craft knife. And make 2 small lines in the paper. And 2 lines across. Making sure you don't get any nasty frayed edges. Just need to wipe my hands. Right, so next thing, once we've got this side transfers on, you can see there is also a white board on this side. That's the destination board. There is one on this side, but I accidentally painted it over. Well, they're both going to get changed. At the moment it says Didcot. Well, they're both going to say Exeter on my model, because that's where my model would have been going to. Right, so you just dab a bit of glue on onto where the name boards would have been, and then you just stick it on like so. It's not the best because I don't have the best handwriting, so it does look very homemade and not something you would see on a railway, but it shall do for now. There we go, so it is going to Newquay. So it's going onto the front, so we just paint a bit onto there, and then get the transfer sheet and do what we normally done. So, cut back to you when it's done. So here we go, the number 677 is on the front. So that looks good. Right, so our last step, so let this time to dry first. So you've got the Great Western going to Newquay. The last step is of course to weather it. This is a very pristine model at the moment and I'm going to weather it. So cut back to you when it's dry. So here we are. To weather it, all I have done is coated it in a fine layer of hum-rolled dark earth weathering powder, and it really does make a difference. It doesn't really look as good on camera as it does in real life. But that is really it. That is the perfect Autocoach project done. It's not the best, I will admit. I've got work to improve it, and I will keep improving it for as long as I can. But that is it for today's video. All I will do is show you one last shot of the Autocoach situated on my layout. Now remember, my layout tour is to come soon, so I'm not giving too much away. But I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.